Hey, how you doing?
Andrew.
It's good to see you. Captain Crawley Bumble. What's that about?
About 9 months ago, right at the start of lockdown, me and some uni friends did like an online treasure hunt type thing. Oh, is it like it's like a murder mystery?
Okay, oh, brilliant. They're fantastic.
My name's just kept the same. Sorry, I've used it about 2 times since then. I keep forgetting to change it.
Well, I love it. That's great. That's what I love about all these sort of pop-up things, which is quite extraordinary. And I'll talk about extraordinary things is that you contacted me following an interview that I did with David Penn.
That's right, yeah.
Tell me all about that.
About the interview.
No, tell me about the background, because you told me there's a little bit of history in how you first got into magic, which is why you wrote.
That's right, yeah. It was, I think I got your videotape and the Paul Daniels magic set at the same time. And I remember getting the caps and balls with the Paul Daniels magic set, and then you taught me how to do it pretty much, because I remember even now, the manual that you got in the kit I found it confusing as a kid. I couldn't really read it. I'm not a huge reader now. I'm very like practical when I learn stuff. And yeah, you taught me how to do it. You taught me how to do the crisscross force, which is something that I still do. I still think it's one of the best forces, but now I do it on the spectator. And they do all the work, and they don't know they're forcing the card on themselves.
It's all
yeah, and that was about when I was, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years old or something. And then I've always loved magic. I went to uni actually, and I didn't do.
Loughborough you went to, didn't you? You went to Loughborough University?
I did, yeah, Loughborough University. Yeah, it took like a bit of a hiatus when I was in like school and college and the start of uni, I guess. As it does with magic, you kind of get into it as a kid and then you kind of phase out of it. But then I got really into it a few years ago. So I'm 33 now, and I used to live in Australia. I moved to Australia with a girl in 2012, and then we actually broke up in 2017. We were going out for almost a decade. But yeah, I've been there working as a bartender, and being a bartender and being a magician are the two things that I've only ever done.
Oh, it's a great, many magicians. You're in the perfect sort of setting where you can do magic and bar magic and things like that. But yeah, no, particularly flattered that you remember after all these years. I think I was about 7 myself when I filmed that particular video, and I found in amongst all the archives. There you go. There's no messing. I bet it's brought a cold shiver down your spine seeing that again. It's kind of
my mental image of the front of that videotape is exactly the same. It's you holding a hat, holding an image of you holding a hat.
There you go. Look, there's a nice close up of that.
Right.
That's the one.
Across the top.
Yeah, it was monthly crazy. And I'll tell you the story of that. The reason it came about is that Island Visual Arts, who were the Island was the record company for U2 and various other bands, and they got sold. But the video arm of that particular side was kept behind, and they were allowed to carry on producing videos as long as they weren't music related. So what they decided is that they knew me and seen me performing, doing all sorts of funny things at parties and various live events and television and stuff. And they asked me if I would do a magic video. And I thought, well, if I'm not just doing a magic video, why don't we do the very first ever one which contained instructions? And exactly what you said is sometimes with these box of tricks, people can't really follow along, and you tend to get them as a package, and then you don't bother reading the instructions. So I thought, well, hang on, let's do it with those, but also with things that you can do at home. So that was the first commercially released one. The other video that we put out at the same time was a chap you may remember at the time called Jeremy Beadle.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, Beadle's about, and he did one on practical jokes and things like that. So Jeremy and we were the first ever on Island after U2. So on that sort of basis. But it's great. And I'm delighted because people get their interest in magic through different ways. And everybody, I think, started our sort of generation with Paul Daniels, who's brilliant on television and a fantastic guy. And Debbie is equally brilliant, now a vice president of the Magic Circle, and still shining that light. But you yourself, you've now got a career apart from being a bartender. You're using magic in your career as well. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so it was about 2017 when Cara, my ex-girlfriend, and I like broke up. It was about 2 years of me not knowing what I was doing with my life, and I was kind of approaching 30. Oh no, I was 30 at the time, and I honestly didn't have a clue what I was doing. I knew that I love magic, and I was kind of losing my love for working behind a bar, because I never really wanted to get into management either. I also love being physical at the front of the bar, but then if you want to do that, there's not really any career progression. Although saying that, being a bartender in Sydney, Australia is one of the best places to be a bartender.
I love Sydney. I love Sydney. Fantastic.
Oh, it's incredible. I miss it so much. But fortunately enough, I'm a citizen as well, due to my girlfriend and I, we were going out for so long. We actually applied for citizenship together. And it turns out I'm a citizen now. So I'm going to move back there after this whole Corona thing is done with. And basically, I'm here in the UK now because I left the country to go work on the cruise ships, to go work in the cruise industry. So yeah, it's about 2 years of me not knowing what I was doing. And then I started working for a bar events company who did like promotion. So I don't know if you've heard of Diageo. They're one of the biggest.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh,
absolutely. And one of the biggest in the drinks industry. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, I started working for a company that represented their brands. And that meant that I could actually have my weekends back instead of consistently working weekends as you do as a bartender. So I was earning more money over a short period of time, because events is more money than just being a bartender behind a bar. So because I started doing that, I then got an opportunity to perform at a venue in Sydney. It was actually 2 venues. It's the same company. It was called Holy Moly, and it's this indoor like golf course place. And I did that.
Great name, isn't it? I love it when these people come up with puns for names.
Yeah, it's great.
Holy moly! If you're going to play golf, it's got to be good.
It was such a good company to work for, and credit to them as well for employing. I think it was about 7 or 8 magicians every Friday and Saturday throughout the entire 2019 period, and we were paid like a good amount of money. I got like $400 for working 3 hours or something. So yeah, it worked out pretty good. I thought I'd discuss something like that. Sorry. And I was chuffed with like how much I was earning and how much experience I was getting by performing every single Friday or Saturday that I was doing it. And then that was like the period of my life where I was like doing magic the most. And then fortunately, I met this other guy. You might know him, Adam Marder. Okay. He's one of Sydney's like top magicians there. He's actually consulted on he does all the magic in the Melbourne performance of Harry Potter.
Right.
So he does all the magic in that. So I got really friendly with him, and then I started working at a venue that he worked at years and years ago, and since then he's kind of passed it on to magicians like myself, and there's a few other guys in Sydney that do performances on his behalf in the venues that he set up. So yeah, 2018, 2019 was the time when I was doing the most magic. And then I went for an audition in 2019, about May 2019, for Virgin Voyages. And I got an email from a friend, he's a magician as well, but he didn't want to do it. So he sent an email to me because in the email they were looking for bartender, come magician. And he must have thought of me, sent it to me. I went for the all-day audition. Well, it turned out to be an all-day audition because every hour or so people got knocked out. And then I was one of the ones left.
That's a great game show, actually. One we should host. I think I like that. It's got to be good. And
it was just like
the job. It's got to be good.
Yeah, it was just like, remember Pop Idol back in the day, and then you're all gathered in a room, and you were told if you made it through to the next stage or not. Unfortunately,
they had that dramatic moment when they put people into different piles and you work out.
That's right. Yeah, that's exactly how it felt like. And I'd never like auditioned in that kind of environment before. So that's so exciting for me. And then funnily enough as well, I didn't formally do magic in that whole entire interview. And it was amazing because like I've always kind of struggled like when it comes, I feel like I've got anxiety quite a lot. Although when it comes to magic, I can perform. I can perform for like a room for 200 people for a few hours. That's easy. But it's because I've got magic as well. But the people that I went to go interview for, 2 guys called Patrick and Travis, 2 American guys who were basically searching the globe. They searched the globe for people like myself. And now we basically make up a cast of people. So there's 13 of us in the cast. And if you're familiar with cruise ships, you get like a cruise director. So we are collectively the cruise director for Virgin Voyages. But because Virgin Voyages are doing things completely different, they basically hired us to interact with people and just, you know, do weird stuff across the entire cruise ship. And my role is the charmer. And then another girl that I interviewed with, Simone, she's the artist. She's a fantastic artist and she's a dancer as well. And then you get like the balancer. He's like the guy that is into fitness. And then we've got a drag queen as well on the cast. I mean, like, it's such a good thing to be part of because it's never been done before. And it's one of those funny things as well. Like about 2.5 years ago, I had this idea that I wanted to perform magic, but not under the pretense of being a magician. Like, I kind of always felt awkward going over to people, interrupting their conversation, and then performing magic. Actually, as I say, I hate it. I kind of started to love it. I kind of started to love doing that in the end.
I'll claim that. This is in the same way that Yuri would have done. I say that's the you see.
Yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
So now I'm actually part of something that is like an immersive experience where I'm not just a magician. In fact, I introduced myself to all the retail staff when we had like this group welcome thing at Virgin a few months ago. And like the person looking after me, Travis, who's like my boss, he was like, but he's not a magician. And it's true, like I've been hired not to be a magician. I am the charmer. And it's a really cool thing to be part of because it means that I don't have to perform. I can just go up to people. And we had like these days before COVID where we showcased the ship to Dover and Liverpool where we sailed to. And yeah, I just had conversations with people not revolving around magic, and it's really refreshing.
And I think it's great, isn't it? Because if you can weave that story into magic in a normal situation. So, and things come along. We were celebrating 100 years of soaring in half. Which P. Selbit did at the Finsbury Park Empire not so long ago. Well, 100 years ago, so long ago. But that was that sort of moment. And people have evolved it into telling stories. And one of the best versions now is the Buzzsaw illusion, which David Copperfield famously did. But he put it into a story. And I think if you're doing that in a real life situation, it makes magic far more impactful, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I remember his Buzzsaw illusion when I was a kid, and yeah, it's one of the best things I've ever seen.
Apart from the art of magic, of course.
One of the best things I saw as a teenager, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. all good stuff. Oh, brilliant. So Virgin are doing these voyages. What are the routes that they go on?
So they've got 4 ships. The first one should have been launched last year in April. We should have launched April 1st. And that was going to have a home port of Miami, sailing Caribbean. Yeah. And then their second ship, the Valiant Lady, that was going to be doing Europe. So like Barcelona and I don't know the other ports. I think Barcelona was going to be the home port for that one. So around the Barcelona area, I guess. And then they were going to have a 3rd and 4th one. We don't know the itineraries of the 3rd and 4th one, but I know for a fact that one of them is going to be in Australia. Because I was invited to like a big Virgin event party at the end of 2019, and I was chatting to the guy that looks after the port. The party was actually held at the port, obviously passenger terminal there, and I was chatting to the guy in charge of it, saying that he had a meeting with Branson that day, saying that the ship was going to go there. So that's exciting. So hopefully I can be on that one and then visit Sydney again if I'm not going to be there. And then I don't know where the 4th one's going to be, but it's really exciting.
And what have you been told so far then? Because obviously people are still wondering what's going to happen when they can book holidays and stuff. What have you been told?
Yeah, it's weird. So like this time last year, I was in New York City. We went to New York City on the 9th, and then we started rehearsing for 2 weeks. And then we were flown to Italy, where the shipyard is, where the ships are being built. And then we rehearsed there for about 2-3 weeks as well. And then we sailed up to Dover to showcase the ship, and then to Liverpool. And all of these sailings, we were kind of showcasing the ship and like experimenting and rehearsing. And then it was during the transatlantic crossing is when COVID really hit. And then we were actually diverted to Miami. We should have been going to New York to have a massive launch party. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And then it was on the transatlantic crossing is when we could invite friends and family, and it was an amazing deal. It was $25 for a ticket to sail the Atlantic and be on a cruise ship for 11 nights. And how much would that normally cost? It's incredible. So they kind of got to preview the shows and things. But as far as like what we're going to be doing, so I'm part of the Happenings crew, and what we're going to be doing is the Happenings. And it's about a 900-page PDF that we were given, full of
900 pages.
Sorry, I think it's 500 pages.
500,
but
okay.
it was almost 100 happenings that we were gonna do.
Yeah.
And it was during these sailings is when we were gonna rehearse things. And I mean, like, we didn't even touch on some of them. There's this big show that is gonna happen on every single voyage called Scarlet Lady Night, or Scarlet Night, sorry. And that was a show where they had like music composed for it, and we had a different director, and this whole other team came in. They created a show for us to do, and we had one rehearsal for that, and that's it really. That's when Corona hit, and that's when it was all, you know, closed down. So really, like, apart from me performing kind of like a half-an-hour parlor show, and then having the opportunity to do close-up magic sometimes, which I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe, like, I know that there's magicians performing on land right now with like face shields and masks on, and that's fine, but we're going to be scrutinized as an industry so much. Like, we already have been like penalized in so many ways. So I don't know how close-up magic is gonna happen.
It's going to be interesting how it evolves and things like that. And also certain territories are closing their borders. I think it was reported just recently that Australia is not going to let anybody in for a little while until they get a bit more certainty, which I understand. You want to make this under control. They're rolling out with the vaccine, hopefully, as we speak. I know they're doing stuff as we speak, but see how quickly we can get everybody vaccinated. But it's an issue, isn't it? And I think how magic has evolved is very interesting. Now, you mentioned in your wonderful contact to me that you've got a couple of things that you might be able to show us today as a little flavor of as and when the shows come back up. What sort of magic would you be doing?
Well, I'm very kind of like old school and retro, I guess, when it comes to like performing, and I love retro things. Like, you know what this is, right?
It's a Rubik's Cube, absolutely.
A Rubik's Cube. And genuinely, like, I started learning how to do one of these, not like to do with magic. I just wanted to learn how to do it because I feel like I've got a tiny bit of OCD. I think most magicians do it anyway. But I had a thought of me just like going around to someone's house, because everyone's got one of these and they're always mixed up and never solved. And I just wanted to pick one up. I just wanted to play with it a bit and then give it back to them, fully solved. And it actually happened. I was at it was a house viewing in Sydney a few years ago, and somebody had one on their room, and I was just like being shown around the house, and I just picked it up. I didn't even say to them that I was going to touch it. I just picked it up. We walked to the next room, and I gave it back to them, and it's fully solved. Right. And I think it impressed them. I didn't get the room, but you know, they liked that. So I'm so happy that actually worked. But I'm going to show you how to cheat. With one of these, because so many people want to know how to do it, and to be honest, it's really hard, but I can tell you how to cheat, and that's really easy. So I'm kind of, obviously you can't take it and mix it up, so I'll kind of hold it like this, and obviously this is the right hand side, the left hand side, this is the top, this is the bottom, this is the front, and then we've got the back here. Okay, so we'll just take it like 10 moves away from this situation. Okay, so if you want to shout out, just like top, front, left, right, and I'll do the moves.
Okay, top,
right here.
Left,
right here.
Right,
so that's 3.
Left again.
4. Top.
Left, right,
7.
top,
8.
top again,
9,
and
right here. Okay, so now you can see it's kind of, it looks mixed up, right? But in reality, sorry?
Yes, it certainly does. It looks mixed up.
Yeah, and you want it to be in this situation. So to cheat with it, all you have to do is make sure you do this yourself, and then you pick it up and you just reverse the moves. It's really easy. So say the moves again, this time in reverse, and then we would have done it. So off you go.
I don't remember them all.
You don't? Did I not say to remember them? I thought I said to remember them. Really? Okay. I can't remember them either. Okay, we'll do it a different way. We'll cheat again. This is an easy way of cheating. You need a bag, basically, to do it this way. We'll do it this way, okay? So the cube goes into the bag like this. Okay. Don't mix that. All right. All you have to do is give it a few seconds. This. I think it's done. Fully solved.
Hey, look at that! Fantastic.
It's a good way to do it, isn't it? And no one's any the wiser. It's great.
And you're not going to show them inside the bag.
Inside, there's nothing in the bag.
Hey.
No, there is. You got me. It's kind of like, it works better with kids. Remember the videotape with the kids? You can do it with them. They'll have no idea. No idea at all.
Brilliant.
You got me. We'll just keep that there for now. I just want to show you something else as well. Ooh, the angles are a bit weird. So Rubik's Cubes, love those. We'll do something else, kind of along those lines. We'll play my favorite game. Hugs and Kisses?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, you know the game.
Yes, as noughts and crosses. If that's the same sort of thing. Absolutely, go for it.
What do you call it?
Noughts and crosses. If it's the cross and the circle, is that the one? Tic-tac-toe.
I've never Hugs and Kisses. Let's just be me. I've got a board here.
Yeah, that looks similar.
Okay. And I've got the pieces here as well. Okay. So we'll play. Okay. I'm going to go first. I'm going to be kisses, or as you call them, what do you call these?
Crosses. They're crosses.
Crosses. Okay, we'll go with you. Crosses right here. I'm going to go first because it's my show. Okay. And then you can be noughts or hugs. Where do you want to go? You can go anywhere.
I want to go top right-hand corner.
Top right-hand corner. Here.
Yes, that's my top right. That's it.
Perfect. Right. Okay. And then I will go. Let's go here. Okay. So now you'll go again.
Okay, I will go. I better go middle top.
Middle. Here.
Yeah, got to be middle top.
Let's go right here. Okay. Perfect. And then I'm going to go. Ooh. Okay. You've played this before, haven't you? You do.
There you go. And I will go bottom right.
Bottom right.
Stop that one.
Oh, here, yeah?
Yeah, that's the one.
Perfect. And then I'm going to go, let's go here.
Okay, you've got to go there. And I will go, the one in the middle, the middle.
Oh, yeah. Right here, yeah?
Yeah, middle left.
Perfect. And I'm going to go here. Excellent. It looks like it's a draw. That's not that exciting.
There you go.
It's never been that exciting at all, really. I'll let you into a secret. Remember before it had something up here?
It was, and I telekinetically moved it.
To build suspense. That's it.
Okay, fantastic.
This is actually a prediction. I don't know if you're familiar with this.
Okay, I'm familiar with predictions, absolutely.
Envelope of mystery. Okay, I've actually predicted something right here. Hold on. No, sorry. There's only one in here. I predicted it'll be a draw.
It'll be a draw. There you go. Well done. Very good.
I know. It's crazy, right?
And it is a draw. Well done.
Actually, it gets one step better. Let's try it like this. See, I've actually predicted right here.
Good heavens.
The exact outcome. So if we go XOO,
very good.
OXS, OXX, and then XXO, X.
Absolutely super.
Oh.
Well done, Andrew.
Thank you very much.
Hurrah.
Thank you. It gets slightly better though. Do you remember at the start, you helped me mix up this Rubik's Cube?
I do, and I sort of remembered it then. Yes, I was doing whatever. Yes, I do remember.
That's right. And then there's one thing that I didn't tell you about the pieces. You see, each piece has actually got a color on the back here.
Oh.
This one's blue. This one's yellow. This one's red. In fact, if you take it, turn it over, you see, sorry, you can't see because of reflection.
Let's have a look. I can see the colors, yeah.
Can you see that?
I can see that. Do a close-up.
Blue, red, blue, red, orange, red, green, orange, red, green, yellow, red, yellow, yellow, red, yellow.
Andrew, that is absolutely superb. I love it. Oh, and what a relief, because that was me thinking, oh no, am I going to have to edit this video? That was superb. I love it. And not only that, a very convincing actor as well. That's what magicians need. Oh, I tell you what, it's always a trouble. So you must tell me then the wonderful, all those years ago, because this you contacted me and you got this wonderful video. Who got it for you?
You know, I can't remember. It must have been my dad's, because my dad always took me to Blackpool Magic Convention.
Oh, did he? Was he a magician as well?
Yeah, like my dad's has always been into like fish keeping and cars and magic. And magic is just the one thing that stuck with me. I'm not into fish keeping whatsoever. I don't particularly like cars too much. I can barely drive, actually, to tell you the truth. But magic is the one thing that has just remains like that one constant. And
that little spark at an early age is brilliant, and it stays with you throughout life. And as you say, you can use it in different situations as well. Well, Andrew, that was absolutely brilliant catching up. I am so relieved that the magic all worked. An absolute joy. Do keep me posted about what happens with Virgin. I wish you every success with that. But for now, Andrew Boyd, thank you very much for joining me.
Hey, can I just say one thing?
Of course you can.
It's such a pleasure talking to you. It's such an honor, it really is, because like you got me into magic, you got me performing, and yeah, it's just like watching that video. I wish I knew where it was, and I wish I still had it, but I can like visually remember like every part of it. And kids magic is something that I've never really been into. Like, I'm so happy that working for Virgin, I don't have to deal with kids. But saying that, it's not something that, like, on a ship, I wouldn't like it. But last year, for about 4 or 5 months, I was actually volunteering at Children's Hospital in Sydney. It was a scheme called Starlight Scheme, or Starlight. And it's a charitable organization. And they've got like captains that work there, and they dress up like superheroes. And I got like chatting to the staff there, and it turns out that they're all like performers. They're all like into theater. And then I started working there, and then I really got along with everyone that works there, because they're all like-minded like me, and performing or like just being with the kids and like acting silly in front of them, and then sometimes showing them magic but not being there with the pretense of doing magic is something that I really enjoyed, and something that I wish that I did like a lot earlier. And yeah, it's just like you've inspired me to like do all that, and yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Well, Andrew, it's a delight, and thank you so much. And I'm delighted that a little spark of interest all those years ago video is an absolute delight. Good luck with everything. Keep me posted. I loved the magic. That was absolutely brilliant. And I'll see you next time. Take care.
Thanks so much, Andrew. Thank you. Cheers.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So that was Andrew Boyd, who contacted me, having seen the Andrew Eborn Show, and said, I remember you. I got your video all those years ago. And the interest in magic was sparked. And what a brilliant magician. Really enjoyed his magic, which is great. If you yourself would like to be on the Andrew Eborn Show, you can write to me at guests@octopustv.com. That's guests@octopustv.com. Don't forget to follow @Andrew Eborn @octopustv, and subscribed on YouTube and all the usual channels. But for me, for now, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.